Picture it. It's just after midnight on March 18th, 1990. Two men dressed as police officers arrive at a museum in Boston. They said they were responding to a disturbance. A security guard let them inside. This was against protocol. It was also the moment the evening took a very sharp turn away from routine employment. The men restrained the museum's two guards, left them handcuffed in the basement, and spent 81 minutes moving through the galleries. They cut paintings from their frames. They removed a Vermeer. They took 3 Rembrandts, 5 works by Degas, a Manet, a Chinese bronze vessel, and the decorative top of a Napoleonic flagpole. Because apparently, once you have committed the largest art theft in US history, you might as well grab the finial. The thieves disappeared with 13 objects, now valued at more than $500 million. None has been recovered. No one has been convicted. And inside the museum, the empty frames are still waiting. Welcome to Art Happens, the divine mess of art history, presented by J Squared Atelier. I'm James William Moore, your chaotic docent through art history. And today, the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum heist, a mystery involving fake police officers, missing masterpieces, possible organized crime, an extremely strange shopping list, and frames that have become memorials to paintings that may still exist somewhere. Before we get to the robbery, we need to understand what was robbed. The Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum is not simply a building containing a collection. It is the vision of Isabella Stewart Gardner, collector, patron, social force, and a woman who understands that good taste is even more effective when displayed architecturally. The museum opened in 1903. Gardner arranged paintings, furniture, textiles, sculptures, decorative objects, and architectural fragments through a Venetian-inspired palace. She did not organize the galleries like a modern textbook. No tidy march from century to century. No wall label explaining the Renaissance in 87 emotionally neutral words. She created relationships between objects. A painting might hang above furniture, besides fabric, near a sculpture, inside an environment designed to be experienced as a complete work of art. Her will required that the arrangement remain substantially unchanged. Isabella did not spend a lifetime constructing her aesthetic universe so a future committee could move the Titian because beige was trending. The robbery began in the early hours after St. Patrick's Day. Boston had been celebrating. Go figure. The city was noisy. A disturbance near the museum would not have sounded impossible. 2 men wearing police uniforms rang the employee entrance and said they had received a report of trouble. The guard allowed them inside. One of the men told him there was a warrant for his arrest. The guard stepped away from the security desk. He was handcuffed. A second guard was summoned and restrained as well. Both were taken to the basement, bound and separated. The thieves now had control of the building. There was no dramatic laser beam obstacle course, no elegant descent from the skylight, no velvet cat suit. Just uniforms, competence, and someone opening the door. The museum's motion detectors recorded the intruders moving through the galleries. What they did next was neither quick nor especially careful. In the Dutch room, the thieves targeted some of the museum's greatest treasures. They cut Rembrandt's Christ in the Storm of the Sea of Galilee from its frame. It is Rembrandt's only known seascape. A violent, extraordinary image of a small boat being overwhelmed by wind and water. The disciples panic, Christ remains calm, Rembrandt includes himself among the figures, looking directly at us as if he already knows this painting's future will be unnecessarily stressful. The thieves also cut out A Lady and Gentleman in Black. They removed the concert by Johann Vermeer, one of only about 36 paintings generally accepted as his work. They took Landscape with an Obelisk, then believed to be by Rembrandt, but now attributed to his student Govert Flinck. They also removed a tiny Rembrandt's self-portrait etching, a full-size Rembrandt, another full-size Rembrandt, a Vermeer, a landscape, a tiny print. The selection suggests either specific knowledge or someone wandering through the Dutch room saying, yes, yes, maybe. That little one too. The thieves did not limit themselves to obvious trophy paintings. They took 5 works by Edgar Degas, small drawings and watercolors showing horses, jockeys, and performance-related studies. They removed Manet's Chez Tortoni from the Blue Room. They also took an ancient Chinese bronze gu, a ritual vessel sitting on a table. And then there was the eagle finial, a bronze ornament from the top of a Napoleonic flagstaff. Its monetary value was tiny compared with the Vermeer and Rembrandts. The museum currently offers a separate reward for information leading to its return. This object has caused decades of confusion. Why take it? Was it mistaken for gold? Was it a souvenir? Did one thief simply decide the evening needed a decorative bird? The choices do not look like the clean inventory of sophisticated art specialists. The thieves ignored other valuable works. They handled some paintings with horrifying brutality. The theft feels planned and improvised at the same time, which is very inconvenient for anyone trying to solve it. The intruders remained inside for 81 minutes. This is an astonishingly long time to spend robbing a museum. They made 2 trips to their vehicle. Before leaving, they took the security videotape and printed data from the alarm system. They departed at 2:45 in the morning. The guards remained restrained in the basement until police arrived after 8. By then, the thieves and the art were gone. The discarded frames lay on the gallery floor. Some had been damaged. Canvas edges had been cut. Rooms carefully composed by Isabella Stewart Gardner had been violently interrupted. The thieves had stolen objects worth hundreds of millions. They had also damaged something that cannot be priced separately: the museum itself. Today, several empty frames hang where the stolen paintings once appeared. The museum began displaying them in 1994. They are placeholders, memorials, promises, and possibly the most emotionally loaded pieces of empty furniture in the art world. An empty frame usually suggests that something is being installed, cleaned, or moved. At the Gardner, the emptiness has lasted for decades. Visitors do not simply see that a painting is missing. They see exactly where it belonged. The frame for Vermeer's The Concert remains. So do frames for the 2 large Rembrandts, the Flink Landscape and Manet's Chez Tortoni. They preserve the scale of the loss. A photograph of a missing painting can show us the image. The empty frame shows us the wound. The investigation has generated an enormous number of suspects and theories. Organized crime figures, experienced art thieves, local criminals, possible middlemen, possible inside information, possible connections to Boston, Connecticut, Philadelphia, Europe, and nearly every storage facility ever described as remote. The FBI has pursued leads around the world. Investigators have searched properties, questioned criminals, followed rumored sightings, and examined claims that the works were used as bargaining tools in the criminal underworld. The problem is that stolen masterpieces are difficult to sell. A Vermeer this famous cannot quietly appear above someone's sofa. Its value depends on its identity. Its identity makes it instantly recognizable. The art becomes enormously valuable and nearly impossible to convert into money. So stolen art may be hidden, traded as criminal collateral, damaged, destroyed, or passed between people who have no idea how to care for it. The mystery inspires theories. The evidence remains stubbornly incomplete. More than 35 years after the theft, all 13 objects remain missing. The FBI's investigation is still active. The Gardner Museum continues to offer a reward of up to $10 million for information leading to the safe return of the works. A portion may be paid for the recovery of individual objects. The museum says confidentiality can be assured. This is not only about solving a crime, it is about recovering art that has been denied its public life. Paintings are not fully alive when hidden in basements, attics, warehouses, or private rooms where no one can acknowledge what they are. A masterpiece kept secret becomes evidence with a canvas attached. The Gardner heist fascinates us because it combines beauty and violation. The thieves entered a carefully constructed world and removed pieces from its visual grammar. They did not only steal a Rembrandt storm, they left a blank wall where the storm belonged. They did not only steal Vermeer's musicians, they silenced a room within a room. And yet, the empty frames do something remarkable. They refuse to let the missing works become invisible. They hold space. They say, "This still belongs here. We are not finished waiting." This has been Art Happens, the divine mess of art history, presented by J Squared Atelier. I'm James William Moore, your chaotic docent through art history. If you enjoyed this episode, send it to your favorite art nerd, your favorite true crime obsessive, or anyone who thinks wearing a uniform automatically makes a story believable. Until next time, keep looking closer. And remember, if two police officers arrive after midnight and ask to inspect the Vermeer, perhaps call the police before opening the door.